Hi everyone, it's me, Bon, and welcome to my first daily edition. This daily edition will be about my progress report. So, let's start with the first one, which is the progress review. Firstly, I'm going to cover the work this week. So, the work this week was about Jack Ma's video regarding information on the 7 deadly habits, as well as how we could use these 7 deadly habits and avoid them so that we do not get into those entanglements. So, here are my improvements from last week. Firstly, my main work is now a lot more detailed, meaning that I was able to convey more information more logically and more clearly. Secondly, for my second daily edition, it was fully functional, meaning that I supported the main work with the DE2 effectively and without wasting energy and effort on trying to re-enhance the DE2 or fixing it in any way. And lastly, I did the DE3 without any assistance because usually I'm really bad at math, so I would usually use a calculator or maybe ask other people for help. But for this week, I didn't use that, so I also think that's a really good improvement. For the meeting, since I was the leader, I actually leaded a lot well compared to last week, because last week I didn't do my work and couldn't lead anything because I didn't know anything. I also talked about a lot of suitable and logical content, which means the flow of the meeting was suitable and clearly understandable. Next are my challenges. For my work, my main work doesn't really talk about who Jack Ma is, meaning that's a point that I would have to take off if my scores were to be graded. For my DE2, there aren't really any flaws in it since it's fully functional, but for DE3, there's the downside of not having an answer key, meaning that I'm not even sure if my answers are correct or not. Lastly, time, which is a really big struggle for me right now. I sent in all my work, although firstly I didn't know the deadline yet, so it was a bit late compared to the deadline. And secondly, I did actually send all my work in, except the logo, which I'm going to work on for this week before we vote on the group's final logo. Now, in conclusion, for next week's work, we're going to redo our work to enhance it and make it even better compared to this week's work. So, that is all for my first daily edition. Have a nice day. Goodbye.